Hey folks, and welcome to a character quarters slash Taals Horn update for Vermintide 2. This is as of May, or sorry, not May, this is what happens whenever we're in 2020. This is as of June 5th, 2020. The last time that I had done an update, the last most recent one on Taals Horn, was back between June and July of 2018. And the original Characters Quarters guide based on when the characters would hit level 10 and then be able to expand into their different unique quarters as opposed to all cramming around the middle of Taals Horn was back in March, the 15th of March 2018. 8th of March 2018 was actually the release of Vermintide 2, and we're now currently in patch 2.4. So, let's get ourselves hopped in here. Here we are, of course. Markus Kruber, the Foot Knight, my personal preference. Taals Horn's going to look a little different at the moment just because of the fact that we're in the Skulls for the Skull Throne event. The yearly event where, of course, they deck out the entire Taals Horn Keep with a whole bunch of skulls. I did do a quick, brief video back in the past on this, but they've definitely flushed things out a little bit more, and we'll, of course, go through the updates. So this is, of course, the main entranceway, now adorned with all these different skull piles. Things haven't changed too much in this regard, other than, as I say, for the Skulls event. As we work our way in, we have had a bit of a change since 2018 with the way that our shop now works. So Franz Lohner now has a whole bunch of different cosmetics, a bunch of different unlockables, things like that. Also all the different additional content that came out for Vermintide 2 over the course of its life at this stage. If we look over here at the Forge, not too much of a change. Obviously just skulls at the moment. We'll go up to our little dwarf friend's cozy spot, as folks had mentioned in the comments on YouTube, and thank you for leaving some comments on there, guys. Barden's quarters, not too much has changed. We've had the additions of paintings in certain places around the rooms, but really, other than that, things are still pretty standard. Karelian is, of course, out in the courtyard. Courtyard is also adorned with some skulls. She has a little tent here that we'd seen previously. Very similar situation now with, of course, the painting added. Still waiting to see if something happens with this tower, because this tower, of course, has been always, it's kind of hard to see, but has always been lit up on multiple sides. None of those doors do open, so it does indicate that maybe someday they were planning on doing something with it, or maybe not. Working our way back into Taals Horn. Another addition is, of course, the different painting locations all throughout the keep. You'll see a couple of them here, a couple of them there. We'll come back to this section of the keep in a little bit. One of the comments over on YouTube from a Henrik Wenner, hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly, had said, hey, and this is posting on the original, the quarters guide, hey, you didn't include the boss rooms or the trophy room from the bosses, and this is the new trophy room. So as of 2018, this didn't technically exist. This was an empty space. You couldn't even open the gate. There are some small little trophy shelves here, which possibly are additional trophies that I haven't collected yet, but each of the different boss characters in the game, spoilers in case you're concerned about a game that's now over 2 years old, these are the different bosses, their weapons that they would drop, and they will give a little detail as to who or what they were at the time. This is the most recent from the most recent DLC, and personally I think it's probably the coolest of the ones that are there. Dropping down from there, of course, we have our warp point, and we'll use this as an opportunity to cut our way across. And up here, we've had the addition of weaves. So previously, This area had been effectively empty. This is now a warp location for whenever you select your weaves. Weaves are, of course, modified activities with different challenges for the different areas. As you complete them, you get different portrait frames, different weapons, different looks, all kinds of different stuff. That's why my current axe / polearm for Kruber has this nice glow to it. We, of course, have Aleisea over here now, who you can talk to, and she'll give you kind of a rundown on certain activities that are going on there. Now, I probably won't be able to make this. No. Okay. So we'll work our way back in here. Once again, we're on the same little loop. Trophy room's here to our left. And for the stairways that head up a little higher in the keep, not too much of a change. You'll see that it's still pretty much the same layouts, the same setups. We still have doors that don't open, don't really do much. One of the newer additions that at some point was patched in was the addition of the banners. So the banners let you know essentially which difficulty, which mission you completed. Everything very spiky, very chainy, very scully at this time. Over here, not too much changes on this section as well. Still a little nook here for some reason for the pigeons. There is still that tower there that if you use Saltspire, you can, under one of his abilities, you can kind of float your way over to it, but I don't think you can actually go into it, so there's not much you can actually check out on the inside of that. Of course, not too much of a change up here, no additional doors, no additional kind of unlocks. So we'll do a quick drop down. Right here, we do have a little pantry room. I can't remember if this was originally in the original walkthrough or not, and if this was blocked or not. At this stage, it's essentially just like a little pub area, which I guess is for the characters to come and hang out and have a drink or two. It does have one painting location there, and as we work our way around here, another little skeleton guy. Those, regardless of the skulls event, are always around. We can drop down here, and this is, of course, Sienna's quarters. Once again, paintings have been added. It's still very much just a burnt, crumbling area that she has. And then, as we work our way back indoors, there's, of course, two more quarters that we know of. One, of course, being Kruber's and himself. For some reason, this chest is now chained up. Previously, I don't believe that it was, so that was an interesting little change there. Everything else in here pretty standard. Painting option, of course. This comes to the outside, the little kind of like reading nook, if that's what you want to call it. And then from the armory, we can work our way around to the basement. And in the basement, of course, is Saltspire's little home. Of course, still very scientific and stuff. No massive changes here as a result of the blood and skull event that's going on. Skulls for the Skull Throne, I mean. And that's kind of a gist of the majority of all the different activities and changes that are in Vermintide 2. This has been the Taals Horn kind of update video. For anybody that's checked this out, thank you. And for anybody that's checked out any of my other videos or any other little things, much appreciated. If there's anything that you think that I've missed, by all means, give me a shout, and we can always throw another little update in there. But for the most part, we haven't seen crazy changes to the keep, with the exception of the additional weaves and things like that, which have been very hit and miss for the way folks have responded to them since those being added in. But you know, it is what it is. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and if you do, by all means, hit the like, hit the subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. All of it is much appreciated. and we'll see you guys when when something else new happens in good old Taals Horn.